discuss from the start decision to manifest on such a surface. Maybe just take us through. Was it the best move? And then just say they were surprised that you went for that move.
So the good thing is we surprised them. The surface was pretty decent, and I don't think so the surface was going to get any better, which it didn't. I said that in the meeting as well, and I said that in an interview that the amount of play and misses both teams have had, but unfortunately we had a lot of inside edges and outside edges that carried and hit the stumps, whereas the opposition did. So the blame is not on the surface, the blame is on the skills that two teams possessed, and I think it had nothing to do with us guys batting first.
Okay, Raza, you're speaking of skills, and unfortunately, ever since the qualifiers, our cricket standards have been decreasing. What do you think is the main contributing factor why we're not, gaining momentum like Ireland is?
So, to tell you honestly, I think as you know, there was a break, and the guys went on to play domestic cricket, and then we regrouped and went to Namibia, and then we went to qualifiers. So, in my opinion, a lot of the things, and a lot of cricketers will tell you that a lot of things you learn and improve in the nets. A lot of the times your skill gets better and understanding of the game gets better when you speak to the coaches. So I'm not sure what has happened from the time we came back, we stopped playing cricket as a team after qualifiers, and when we got together to Namibia. I just think that it could be one of those cases where, because we were playing such a good brand of cricket, we might have got comfortable. You may, or people might think our cricket is on a decline, whereas I think our cricket is actually at a standstill, whereas other countries are improving, and because they are improving and individuals are improving every day, so that's making us look bad. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you do not improve every day, if you do not go forward as a team, as an individual every day, the rest of the world is doing that anyway. So their standard starts to go up, and we are at a standstill. So we've had a very good and honest conversation that I think we should have had some time ago, but we've had it now. And hopefully the promises that has been made in the change will help. What we actually need is also cricketers, the squad that's been picked, is to help one another in the nets and have those strong conversations out in the middle as well. Have those strong conversations in the nets as well, that this is right, this is wrong, this we can do, this we cannot do. So a lot of the things is realization. We can still be positive, we can still be aggressive and play a very good brand of cricket compared to the conditions that's given to us. I mean, these are not the conditions we had for qualifiers where we were chasing 320, 310 and 40 odd overs. Today we get 220, 225 would have been a very good total. As international cricketers, I think as international cricket, irrespective of whatever surface you get, we must have the skill set to basically adapt on those particular conditions and make sure the team is in a good position when the 50 overs are done and we've got a decent total on the board. I know it looks doom and gloom, but have faith, because I have faith in all the boys in the change room, and I know we have the answer. We can turn the ship around.
You're speaking of faith. How are you planning on changing the mindset? Because obviously, any normal person, you lose back to back, your mind tends to play games with you and tell you otherwise. So what is it that you've done or that you're going to do to make sure that on Sunday everyone is psyched up and you're all about?
Yeah, so the first thing was that we've had the conversation that you can only find a solution to a problem once you admit that there's a problem. So the strong conversation and an honest conversation we have had in the changing room certainly will help and should help. And I think I would say that my failures have played a huge part in it. So I'll try and work harder and be there for the team, be there for the country, and try and get those results. Hopefully take some of the youngsters along, inshallah.
Mine is a quick three questions. Your thoughts on Brendan Mafuta's performance?
Outstanding. Brendan was batting really well in the last game as well. I mean, he was 28 of 28 balls. I know people say we were 121 for 6, but we've been in those positions, and a guy has got 100 and another guy has got a 60, and suddenly you're looking at 240, 250. So, and then his batting showed some promise in the last game, and as you could see, his bowling was outstanding today as well. And that's one of the reasons why I always encourage anybody who gets picked for the national team have a full domestic season or sometimes even a couple of seasons, because domestic helps any cricketer a lot. If you have the right mindset, if you have the hunger and desire to be successful in international cricket, our domestic is still very good for those who think it's good, for those who wants to learn, for those who wants to get better. And Rango's had 2 years of, maybe even more than that, of domestic cricket. He's always been a leading MVP because he's an all-rounder. And his batting yesterday, in the last game, and bowling today, suddenly shown some very good signs.
Any reason why Wellington Masakaza only bowled 2 overs?
After the rain, I thought, because we were defending the low total and we had Rango bowling from the other, and I thought there was a lot of variable bounce from this side. Had the game gone the full distance, you never know. So as soon as we brought, and also Wellington bowled 2 overs because we wanted to give seamers a little bit of rest, because the idea was to carry on with the seam from one end.
That's despite of the fact that he had only conceded 5 runs in the 2 overs.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'll tell you why, because we felt we would have never won the game defending the score, we would have only won the game taking wickets. So we wanted to bring our seamers back and take some wickets, and when we brought Blessing back, Blessing took a couple of wickets, didn't he? So sometimes the stats are very misleading, and I know people look at stats and start questioning things and things like that, but after the rain, there was a bit more juice on the wicket. When Blessing came on, it was starting to skid, and it was starting to, well, it was always variable with the bounce, but it started to skid, so Blessing bowled a very good spell of those 3 overs and gave us that breakthrough as well. And even he was unlucky, he could have had one or two as, because there was a lot of inside edges and play and misses.
And finally, any news on Bell?
Yeah, Larry, to be honest, he's not looking too great, but the doctors are going to make the final decision tomorrow night.
Raza, you did mention about admitting the problems that you had. You, as a person, you say that some of the failures, but overall, what are the problems that the team are facing to lead us to this kind of thing?
Brother, with all due respect, some of the problems, I think it's very open, the problems. I'm not a leader of a side who will tell you those problems. Those problems are for myself and for the team to analyze and to discuss and to solve. Those, sometimes you try and solve the issues in-house before you make it public. The only thing I would say is it would be nice to have an opening stand, because we haven't had that, or top 3 guys, whether it's T20 or ODI cricket. It would be nice to have some sort of a partnership at the top, because if you know that we really have been struggling with that for the last, I don't know how many innings, maybe 16 innings, 17 innings. We haven't had many partnerships at the top.
You were still going with the last mission on Sunday. What are you doing?
Yeah, Sunday is going to be massive for us, because again, even though it was a Friday, but our fans still came, so we want to make them proud, we want to make the country proud, and hopefully try and draw the series and not let Ireland win they won the T20 series, and not let Ireland come to our home and win both series. So our motivation is to make sure at least one of the trophies shared.
Okay. Raza, do you also think that some of the challenges that we're facing are more to do with our mindsets? I'll just give you an example. Back in the days, Bangladesh used to come here and they looked timid, but now they come here and they look bullish, they believe that they can beat Zimbabwe, and then it also came with the same approach. Do you think that it's also a problem to us?
Brother, I don't think so. Bangladesh will think that way, because the last time they came, they lost both series, ODI and T20. So I don't think so. They'll be thinking that we can come and bully Zimbabwe. The thing is, we have earned the respect of world cricket. We had. Before we lose it, I think it's very important that we understand that we cannot go backwards. And you can only earn the respect of world cricket by playing good cricket and produce those results, and that's how as simple as that. Ireland might have come with a bullish mindset, but we won the first T20. It's unfortunate for us that Craig, Sean, these are injured. We've got a long injury list, as you already know. Brad Evans has been missing out, who's nursing a stress fracture. Just to top these 3, so other countries, it's not an excuse. Other countries have a full fit squad on their hands. We have a huge injury list, and that doesn't help. But what I have said to the new guys coming in, that opportunities comes in funny ways. When one door closes for someone else, the other one opens. It's similar to you guys as well. You guys have done so well in the domestic cricket. Had Craig or myself or maybe Williams or Brad or some of the other guys not got injured or suspended, then opportunity might have been difficult to get. So treat this as an opportunity and try and grab the opportunity, and you never know what happens after. And I'm still encouraging them. There's still an opportunity on Sunday. Come with a positive and aggressive mindset. Come with the belief that we can put smiles on all your dull faces as you have today. So that's our goal.
All right, thank you, Raza.